Welcome to Elefante Music. My name is Elefante. I'm going to present a 3-lesson program to properly get you started on playing the flute. For the purpose of this lesson program, you will not need a book. Eventually, however, you will need to purchase the lesson book that your school is using for instrumental music. If you're unsure which book your school is using, you can contact Elefante Music. We have a list of all the local schools and the books that each school is currently using. We have those books in our inventory. If you choose to purchase one from our store, we offer both non-contact pickup or we can mail it to you. We're ready to start our first lesson. In this first lesson, I'll show you how to hold the head joint and make a good sound. I don't want you to get discouraged. It takes a little practice to get the sound, but once you do, you'll be on your way to playing the flute. That's all I want you to do for this first lesson. I want you to take your time, be patient, and get a good sound. Okay, in our first lesson, I'm just going to show you how to make a sound on the flute by using just the head joint. This is the head joint, easily identified. And what we're going to do is you're going to hold it with 2 hands. Keep it nice and steady. You're going to place this part of your lip, just below your bottom lip, along the rim of that hole. Just like that. You'll also try to draw the corners of your mouth down just a little bit and blow across that air hole. This will take some practice. Don't do it over and over and over. Take your time and just try to get a sound. If you do it too much, too fast, you'll start to hyperventilate a little bit. You'll get dizzy. You don't want to do that. So just take your time and get a sound. And that's all I want you to do in the first lesson. Simple enough, but get that much down and we're on our way. Okay, in this lesson, we're going to learn all the parts of the flute and how to properly assemble. You're already familiar with the head joint. So we're going to put the head joint onto the main body of the flute. And again, you're going to twist it on like this, rather than to just push it on. It makes it much easier. You want to make the tone hole go even with the keys on the flute. So you want to line that up like that, just like that. Next, we're going to put on the foot joint. Again, we twist it on so that this rod is even with these keys right here. And that's the flute totally assembled. You've learned how to make a sound with using just the head joint. I hope you took your time and got a good, clear sound. Again, you're going to be challenged now. When you have the flute together, to make a sound will be a little more difficult, but if you did a good job with just the head joint, you should be okay. So what we're going to do is show you where to place your fingers. You place your index finger on this key, right here. The second finger goes on this key. So you'll see you skip this one and go to here, and your third finger right there. Take your time and take a look at that fingering, just like that. Your thumb will go right here. So you got your first finger, second finger, third finger, and your thumb. Use your right hand thumb to put it under the flute to help steady it, and put your pinky on this key. That should keep the thing very, very easy and balanced. You're going to blow across the air hole the same way you did and try to make it sound using that fingering, which is a G. Now apply all the things you learned when you worked with just the head joint to make that sound on the flute. Again, it's a little awkward at first. Don't get discouraged. Within a few days, if you do this, all the time, just a little bit each day, you'll be able to do this, balancing it, holding your fingers in those positions, putting the flute up to your lip properly, and blowing across the air hole. So that's the sound of a G. If I lift my third finger up, the flute becomes shorter, and we go up to the next note, which is an A. And the last note I'm going to show you is a B. You lift your next finger up. Now you only have your index finger on the first key and your thumb down. So with practice for this week, you should be able to play a G, an A, and a B. Practice. Again, don't get discouraged. It just takes a little time to get a sound on a flute. That's the hardest part of a flute, is just getting that sound. Once you do, the flute becomes very easy to work around. So just take your time. I keep saying that over and over because I just want you to learn a little bit of time and get it down. Okay, very good. That completes this lesson. Okay, so now we're going to show you how to read music on the staff, so you know the notes you're playing. You've learned the G, the A, and the B. So when you read it in the book on the staff, the G is on the second line from the bottom. Now you'll see that it looks like a circle, an open circle. That means it's a whole note and it gets 4 counts. A count would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. And you should tap your foot. Click, 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 click. The next measure, and each measure is divided by a bar line. The next measure indicates a whole rest, which again is 4 beats. Rest, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you're going to read that first line of music with a G. Okay? So here's what it's going to sound like. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4. And so forth until you get to the end of that line. The next note is the A. Again, now the A is on the space, the second space from the bottom. You'll see it in the music. It's easily identified. And you do the same thing, count 4 beats. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4. And complete that line completely. And then we'll go on to the B. Same thing. Rest, 2, 3, 4. And complete that line. Once you've done that, you've learned 3 notes, you've learned how to read them, and you're really on your way to playing the flute. I know it sounds like you didn't do a lot, but in fact you did. You did a real lot. And I hope that you complete these 3 lessons, and then give us a call. Ask your teacher at school to continue from that point, but you're on your way. Thank you for watching this video. Welcome to Elefante Music. This presentation deals with proper procedures for sanitizing your wind instrument. It is important to keep your instrument both well maintained and cleaned. This becomes even more important if you have been sick or around anyone who has been sick. For those of you who have already purchased an instrument care kit, you have a bit of a head start, as you will find that most of the things that we will be using in this video can be found in that kit. For those of you who have not purchased a care kit, you can find it on the Elefante Music website, along with other cleaning and maintenance products. First, make sure you are working on a clean, sanitized surface. Also, make sure that you have properly washed your hands. We recommend that you wash your hands before and after cleaning or playing your instrument, and never share your mouthpiece with anyone. We are now going to sanitize a flute. Treat the head joint in the same manner as you would a brass mouthpiece. Spray lightly with 90% isopropyl alcohol, allow to dry, and then clean with a clean polishing cloth. Spray a clean polishing cloth with 90% isopropyl alcohol and allow it to dry. At that point, you can clean it again with a clean polishing cloth. Use a flute rod with a small piece of cloth, again sprayed with either Sтерisol or alcohol, and swab the interior of the flute body. Your flute is now sanitized. Now let's sanitize your case, both inside and out. The first thing you need to do is take everything out of the case. You want to vacuum it so it's totally clean, and then spray it with isopropyl alcohol. You can also use Sтерisol if you wish. Allow it to dry. Your case interior is now sanitized. You can spray the outside also with isopropyl alcohol or Sтерisol.